welcome back my people. It's your girl Tiny Days, and I'm back with a GCU roommate horror story part 2. Yes, I'm holding up for It's Okay part 2. So if you definitely didn't check out part 1 to this video, then go ahead and check out part 1 first, so that you can understand how we even got to part 2 and how all this drama even gets stirred up and the underlying tension. Go ahead and definitely check out part 1. If I can figure out how to link it right here, I will, but if I can't, then you know your girl is slow, and that's what happened. Okay, so yes, this is my roommate horror story, including Camille, Bailey, Llama, Badly. I think I left off in my last video talking about how the meeting about the trash ended up badly, okay? And it did. It ended up pretty freaking bad, and I was just like, well, that didn't resolve nothing really, honestly. But eventually, you know, everything died off and like it became casual again. But you could tell like we definitely weren't loving each other. Like we didn't love each other.
Annoying.
I'm always recording at the best times, I swear.
Anyways, there was tension in the room. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, I hate these people, why am I here? But it was just kind of like very awkward. Every encounter with each other was awkward. I started to notice, like, being at home, of course, because like at school I drink so much water, it's ridiculous. I always have to pee, and not even being nasty, but like my pee is really clear. Like it's really clear because I drink so much water. Like there's always some water next to me, okay? And I used to have this at school, and I would probably drink like 4 of these a day, and it's like a 32 ounce, so I'll probably drink like 4 of these. So I always had to pee, and my pee was clear, and I don't drink any other juices or anything like that. If I do, it's a sweet tea. I know my pee is clear. It's clear. And if it is yellow, it's like a yellowish tint, but it's not yellow.
I'm just watching this as I'm editing it. Like, I'm giving a whole fucking science class on my pee and my pee color.
So I started to notice, like, when I would go in the bathroom, there would be a dark yellow pee in the toilet. Now, at first, I didn't have a problem with it because I'm like, you know what? We're human. People make mistakes. Maybe she just forgot to flush the toilet. And being that I live in a room with 3 people, I wasn't sure which one of them it was not flushing the toilet, you know? So I couldn't just be like, go up to them and be like, hey, you know, you're not flushing the toilet. If you could just remember, that would be great. Like, I couldn't really do that because I didn't know who it was. So I started to notice, like, every now and then, like, there would just be like a dark yellow pee in the toilet. And I'm like, that for sure ain't your girl's, like, because, you know, sometimes you might see something and you have to think back, like, was that me? But seeing that pee, like, I knew, like, this is not mine. So yeah, that was happening. I started to notice like dark yellow pee in the toilet, and then a couple times, like, I went in the bathroom and there was literally shit in the toilet. Like, there's shit in the toilet. Like, I can give you a pass on the pee. I can give you a pass on the pee, but I can't give you a pass on the shit, because you know when you take a shit, like, even if you're in a rush, it smells, like, especially if you're not doing the courtesy flush, you know, drop it, flush it, drop it, flush it. If you're not doing the courtesy flush, it's smelling. I know you smell that you just shit it. So how could you walk out of the bathroom without flushing the toilet? I don't know. But I peeped it on more than one occasion. And so I'm super chill about things like that, though, even because I know personally I would never do anything like that, but I am conscious of like others, like I would just say others, because I know different cultures, different ways people were raised, that, you know, maybe all the time things are not the same as how it is where I was raised. So I didn't have a problem with it. I would just flush it, you know, I would just whatever, like I would scrub the toilet out or whatever. But I just got fed up at some point. So I remember one day where I came home and there was shit in the toilet again. Fucking shit in the toilet again. And literally, I think if I can find the receipts, I might have to ask one of my roommates if they still have it on their phones. But like, I would send a group chat to me, Bailey, and Camille had our own separate group chat, and I would send it to them when I got home, and I'd be like, y'all, it's piss in the toilet again, or it's shit in the toilet again. So if I can find those, I'll definitely put them up. But yeah, so I came home one day after class and I had to use the bathroom so bad. And I was just so mad because like, when I get home, I should be able to come home and use the bathroom and there not be shit in the toilet. Like, come on, y'all. Like, seriously, like, we're grown and you can't flush the toilet after yourself. So it did at a certain point, it got to me and I got fed up. So I flushed the toilet, right? And like, I don't know, like, you know, like some boo-boos is different. Like some is solid, but then some is not that solid, even though they look solid. So when I flushed the toilet, it like smeared around the thing, and so it left like those skid marks. And so, and then this is my thing. Of course, if I'm the one who's flushing the toilet, like say they didn't flush the toilet and they forgot, and then I flushed the toilet and there's skid marks, they're gonna assume if I'm the only person home when they get there that it was probably me, because they probably don't even realize that they forgot to flush the toilet because they were being fucking nasty animals, and then they're gonna think that it was me. And no, it wasn't me. So I flushed the toilet, and when I saw that those skid marks were in the toilet, I was like, you know what, fuck this, like, no. So but I was very polite about it. I lifted the toilet seat up, I put the little Ajax toilet bowl cleaner in there, and I just kind of like let it sit. And then I just let it sit in there because the toilet was honestly disgusting, and I feel like whoever was cleaning the bathroom, because when I clean the bathroom, I clean everything. Like, I don't just like, oh, wipe down the counters, clean the bathroom, wipe down the mirror, clean the bathroom. Like, no, you need to wipe down the mirrors, you need to clean the sink, you need to wipe off the counter, you need to clean the toilet, you need to clean down behind the toilet, you need to clean the shower. Like, I clean everything. So for 2 weeks, of course, it wasn't my turn, and the toilet had gotten really nasty. Of course, when you have somebody who's leaving their shit and piss in the toilet all the time, it's gonna get nasty quicker than it would if somebody was not doing that. So I left the toilet bowl cleaner in there, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave it in there, and then when they have to use the bathroom, they can clean the toilet out and flush that shit and scrub it down and then do whatever they have to do. So I went across the living room to Bailey and Camille's bathroom to use the bathroom. I didn't even use the bathroom in my own bathroom because I was like, no, fuck that shit. So I went across to use it in Camille and Bailey's bathroom.
Low key, I did that often, and I'm remembering like one time, like literally they ran out of tissue, and even though I had some tissue, like I just didn't put any in the bathroom just to see like how long they would go without tissue. And they literally went for like days without getting any tissue, and I was just like, they are fucking nasty.
I used it. Then I just went in the living room chilling, and then I left to probably go get something to eat, or I don't remember what I was doing, but I left, and then when I came back, it was like a couple hours later. Both of them were in the room, and then I went in the bathroom to do something. I think I was kind of just being nosy to see like, did they even clean the toilet? So I went in the bathroom and I closed the door behind me, and I looked in the toilet, and there was still the ring of like brown shit. Like there was still like a ring of brown shit around the toilet, but you could tell that the toilet had been used because the Ajax and the toilet bowl cleaner that I left in there was no longer in there. So somebody had used it and flushed the toilet, but they didn't take the time to scrub the skid marks out. And I was so irritated. Like I was literally so freaking annoyed, y'all. Like y'all don't even understand, because I'm like, I did the hard work for you. Like I put it in there, all you had to do was scrub it out and flush the toilet, and you couldn't even do that. So I'm like, whatever, like I let it go. I wound up cleaning the bathroom because it was about to be my week anyway. So I cleaned the bathroom. It does not get any nastier than this. The following week, I come in, I have to use the bathroom because I always have to use the bathroom. I come in, I have to use the bathroom. I go into the bathroom just because I know the people who I live with, and I know that they can be a bit trifling sometimes. I always look down at the toilet. I look down at the toilet, and there is blood on the toilet, and there's also blood drops on the floor. I'm not on my period, so guess what? Guess who it wasn't? It wasn't me, okay? It wasn't me. So, anyways, I take it upon myself because I have to use the bathroom. I think Camille and Bailey's room was locked because Camille was in there taking a nap or something, and I'm like, I'm not gonna disturb her because my roommates can't figure out how to be cleanly females. So I just went ahead and I cleaned it because I didn't know when they were gonna be back. But when I tell you guys, I was so pissed. I was so pissed. Why is there blood on the floor and the toilet? And you know, like when you lift the toilet bowl up, like you'll see the blood that's dropped down this way. You know, if people do drip blood, like sometimes it happens just as a girl. Sometimes when you lift up the toilet, there'll be blood on the underside. But like that's something that you have to be mindful of, knowing you're a female, knowing that you bleed. Like you need to clean the toilet. But clearly this bitch, and I know who it was, and I will get to that in a minute. I know exactly who it was. The one who talked a lot of shit. But anyways, I just went ahead and I cleaned it up, and I feel like low-key now looking back at it, I wasn't doing them as any good services, because by not telling them and just like letting it build up and build up and build up, one, it made me mad, which made me seem like I just exploded out of nowhere. And for two, if they never, you know, if I never told them like, hey, you did this, even though my thing was like, I feel like you should know that you did this, but by not telling them, I did them a disservice, because maybe they didn't realize that they were actually doing it, and I didn't tell them until it was too late, and I was already super pissed about it, you know? So I cleaned the toilet or whatever. I cleaned the blood off the toilet. I cleaned the blood off of the floor because I had to use the bathroom. And I won't lie, your girl had to do number two. So I had to sit on the toilet, and I had to sit in that area. It wasn't no popping a squat or nothing like that, you know? So I had to clean the toilet, and I didn't know when they were going to be home, so I just did it or whatever. But I was so super pissed about it. So the very next day, I come back from class, and when I go to use the bathroom, there is a bloody Kotex on the sink. Bruh. There's a bloody Kotex on the sink. I mean, a whole bloody pad on the sink. Like, you took your pad off, you sat it on the sink, you probably didn't wipe your ass, and you just left it there, which means you also didn't wash your hands, because the pad is next to the sink. If you had washed your hands, you would have saw the pad, you would have threw it in the trash, and that would have been that. But clearly you didn't. Clearly you fucking wiped yourself, pulled your pants up, and jetted out that door. So that, for me, I hope that either Camille or Bailey have these group chats, because I sent a picture of that pad in the group chat on the counter, and I was like, bruh, and I wasn't on my period, like I said, so I knew it wasn't me. So I sent it to them, but they were like, because that's just like gross, like that's disgusting. But I, being me, took I took it and I wrapped it up in some tissue, how you're supposed to. I usually use my new wrapper to wrap up my old pad and throw it away, but I wasn't on my period, and I wasn't about to, waste anything. So I just took some tissue and I wrapped it up really good, and then I threw it in the trash. I took our bathroom trash out. They never fucking took our bathroom trash out. So annoying. And when they did, they want to be all weird about it and put gloves on and stuff like I got AIDS or something. I'm like, whatever knocks yourself, knock yourself out. Like, I don't care. Battly's like ride or die at the time, her roommate ride or die was even like, yeah, that bitch doesn't flush the toilet, then that bitch doesn't flush the toilet. Like, there's nothing else to be said. So I'm like, okay, I knew it wasn't you. Cool. I just wanted to like absolutely make sure or whatever. She's like, yeah, that wasn't me, blah, blah, blah. So I just let it go, because like when I'm telling you guys, like Battly's attitude was so bad that like you don't even want to talk to her. Like, you literally don't even want to talk to her. It's so bad. One night we were having a movie night and we invited some of our friends over. we were watching a movie and we were chilling, and then Badley comes in, and I don't know if this is just common courtesy where I come from or if a lot of people aren't like this, but whenever Badley or Llama bring in their friends, whether I knew them or not, I always made it a point to be very friendly and to make them feel very welcome. So if they came in and she's like, hey, this is so-and-so, I'm all like, hey, like blah, 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 and then they would go to the room. My friend, he said hi to her. Yeah, because me and Bailey and Camille have friends over, and one of them said hi to Badley, and she was like, and went into the room and did not say shit back. And I was like, that literally has to be the rudest shit ever. And I immediately turned to him and I was like, you have to excuse her, she's a bitch. Because like, that's just rude. Like, you just don't do that. Like, if somebody's saying hi to you, even if you don't want to speak or you don't want to be hanging out with us, like, you can be cordial. Like, there's nothing wrong with being cordial. You can speak, say hi. You know, that's even me when like I'm in passing with people like on campus and I smile and people don't smile back. That low-key offends me. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm like, and you're like, I'm like what the fuck did I do to you? Like, I smile at you and you want to mad dog me? Like, but whatever. So she totally did not say shit to him. She just bypassed him, went into the room. So whatever. Like, I had cleaned the bathroom or whatever, and then it was, I don't remember exactly which one of them week it was, but for some reason I think that they shared cleaning the bathroom together. So I cleaned the bathroom by myself, but I think that they cleaned the bathroom together. I'm not sure why, and I'm not sure why it takes two people to clean a bathroom, but
because they're idiots. Duh.
Hey, so they were cleaning the bathroom together, and then me, Camille, and Bailey, or me and Bailey were out in the living room, and Badley and Llama walked out, and they were like, hey Dej, when you get the chance, can you like scrub the shower, because like you left some hair in there and we couldn't really get it up. So yeah, if you could just go ahead and clean the shower, that would be cool. We cleaned the rest of the bathroom, but you can clean the shower. And at first, like, I was like low-key dazed because I was taking a nap and then I had just woke up. So when they said it, I was like, yeah, cool, like whatever, I'll clean the shower. But then like later, as I started to wake up and I realized what they said to me, like, it made me mad. Because for one, when I clean the bathroom, I clean the entirety of the bathroom. I don't pick and choose which parts I'm gonna clean. I don't say, oh, there's skid marks in the toilet, so I will leave that for them to clean. You know, or I don't say, oh, her hair is in the drain, so I'll leave that for her to clean. Oh, this is her toothpaste in the sink, so I'll leave that for her to clean. Like, when you clean the bathroom, you clean the entirety of the bathroom. And if there's two of you cleaning the bathroom, there should be no reason why you can't clean the entirety of the bathroom. Like, you need to clean the whole thing, not half of it, not part of it, not a section of it, the whole thing. So like, as I started to realize like what they said to me, like, I got mad and I'm like, I'm not cleaning the fucking bathroom. But because I'm me, I did go in there and not clean the bathroom. I literally got a paper towel and I wiped it up. Like, they were talking about, oh, we were in there scrubbing it and it wasn't coming up. No, you looked at it, you were like, ew, I don't want to touch this because it's like bodily, you know? And so you were probably just like, no, I'm not gonna do it. Because when I tell you guys, I literally took a dry paper towel, like nothing, literally a paper towel right off the roll, went in there, wiped it up, threw it in the trash. That was that. I cleaned the bathroom. Like, I scrubbed the bottom of the shower, like when there are black foot marks be all over the shower and it gets a little bit crusty, like I'm down there with one of those Dr. Clean magic erase sponges, like scrubbing the bottom of the shower. But hey, everybody cleans differently, you know? So I called a group meeting because I was mad. I was pretty pissed about that. I'm not even gonna lie. And like I said, I let things build up and build up and build up to a point where when it came out, it probably wasn't in the nicest way, but I was tired of being nice, you know? So when we had this meeting, it was Badley and Llama, and I had Bailey and Camille there just to, you know, like, kind of like mediate, just to like, in case I did step out of bounds or I was wrong or mean about how I said something, they could get me in check, you know? I had this meeting with them and I was like, hey guys, I totally respect that not all things are, you know, we want to clean. Like, we don't want to clean everything, but I'm like, I just feel like it's kind of stupid that you guys asked me to clean the shower earlier, because when I clean the bathroom in its whole. Like, I don't ask you, and I basically explained what I said earlier. Like, I don't say like, hey, there's skid marks in the toilet, I'll leave this for you to clean, or I'll leave this for you to clean. Like, I just clean the bathroom because it's my week to clean the bathroom. Like, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, you know. Nobody wants to clean a bathroom, but we have to at the end of the day to keep it clean or whatever. And so Badley was like, well, like, I was trying to like scrub your hair and it like wouldn't come up, so I don't really know what you wanted me to do about that. And I was like, I literally walked into the bathroom, honey, and I wiped it up with a paper towel and it came right up. And she was like, oh, well, yeah, I guess. And so I was like, because to me it just seems like you guys are nitpicking, because I clean up after you guys all the time. I clean up bloody Cotexes, blood stains off the toilet, shit from out of the toilet, piss out of the toilet, and I don't say anything to you guys. So I don't see why it's a problem for you guys to clean some hair out of the shower. It's natural. Just like you guys shed hair from your head into the shower and I clean it up, you can clean up the hair. Like, it's not going to kill you. That's why we have gloves. That's why we have disinfectant. That's why we have spray. That's why we have soap. Like, I'm like, I don't understand why you guys have to be so picky about it. I said, I did go ahead and clean the bathroom, but for future reference, if you're going to clean the bathroom, then you need to clean the entire bathroom, not just what you want to clean. And so after that meeting, they were totally pissed at me. Like, they were not saying shit to me because I let them have it. I'm like, you guys are honestly nasty. Like, I clean up your blood all the time and I shouldn't have to clean up your blood, but I do. At this point in the year, literally not a word was transpired between any of us. Like, it was me, Bailey, and Camille, Chy'elle, and then Lauren.
At this point in the video, I'm so over trying not to say their names anymore, so I don't really give a fuck anymore.
And then Llama and Badley chilling, and we never said much to each other at this point. I didn't even like to sleep in my own room because I just felt awkward and I felt like they were watching me sleep. We got a new roommate and her name was Destiny. She was super sweet. She was a Latino chick, so that added another race into the mix. She didn't mind, you know, our friends, because she liked to meet people, of course. So when we would have movie nights and things like that, it wouldn't bother her. But Lauren, shit. But Llama and Badley definitely had issues with our friends being over, and they made it very clear. So at some point they started to complain, and they're like, hey guys, if you could just like not really always have people over when we come home, that would be great. And I wouldn't even say that we had people over every day, but, and I mean, it's just so hard because it's like, when you think about it, there's 6 of us in this room. So even if I have one person over one day, then Bailey has one person over one day, then Camille has 1 or 2 people over her one day, and Destiny, like, even if all of us did only have one person over a day, that means that 4 days a week there would still be somebody over. So like, that's kind of something that you have to expect when you're living with people. But they were like, if you guys could like kind of not always have people home when we come home, because like sometimes we have long classes and we just want to sleep and everything like that. And I'm just like, girl, it's not my fault that you don't have friends, and the friends that you do have, like, they probably don't even like you that much, to be honest. Like, I remember one time her friend snapped back on her real quick. I was like, ooh, she said that. But anyways, yeah, that was a thing. So we started limiting, out of respect for them, we did start to limit like how many times a week we would have people over. So it's probably only like 3 days a week we would really like have people over late. And sometimes we would invite people over, like if we were doing homework, like we had similar classes, like, no, we're not gonna stop our friends from coming over to help us with homework and stuff because you're uncomfortable or something. Like, that's weird and you have no reason to be uncomfortable. Both Camille and Bailey had boyfriends at the time, and they would of course invite their boyfriends over because they're grown, like they're gonna do what they want to do. Like, And I didn't have a boyfriend, but I totally didn't have a problem with their boyfriends coming over. And they were both really nice to me. They treated me with respect. For some reason, to Badali and Llama, the idea of Camille and Bailey having boyfriends was just absurd and like disgusting and whorish in their eyes. So one day, Camille, I was not here. I wasn't here when this happened, but this is just the story that I heard back. So Destin, I guess, I think she'll be okay with it. Sorry, Camille, if you're not. But anyways, Destin had came up with Camille and Bailey in the morning time because Camille had forgot to grab breakfast or something like that. Like, she was grabbing her breakfast and they both had to go to class. Bailey and Camille both had to go to class. So it was like a in and out situation. I was already in class. So like I said, this is just what I had heard back. So apparently, like I said, GCU has visitation hours. I think it's from 10 in the morning to 11 in the dorms. And I think it was like 9:30 when this situation had happened. Or it was like around 9 o'clock. And so Destin had came up with them to grab their stuff or whatever, which is technically against the rules. He's supposed to wait out in the hall because it was pre-visitation hours. But he didn't, I guess, or whatever. But they were literally just grabbing something and leaving. So I guess Llama and Badali came home while they were in the dorm, and there goes another me situation. But once again, they went to the RA, but this time they went to a different RA because the last RA that they went to was really cool with us, and she didn't, like, when they came in to complain about me having a boy in the room, like, she didn't really do much about it because she knew that they were being extra out and dramatic, and it wasn't what it seemed. Because I went and talked to her afterwards. I'm like, hey, you know me, like, you know how I am. So once again, Llama and Badali took it upon themselves to go to the RA to tell, but this time they went to a different RA. So they went to Dinger, and Dinger is like a more, I don't know what they expected from Dinger, because Dinger was actually pretty cool too. So Dinger wasn't as cool with us, but she was still cool with us, like just like how any RA should be, like casual with and cordial with all her residents. So they tried to go tell Dinger, like, oh, they had a boy up before visitation hours or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And so they tried to get them in trouble. And then literally we had to have a roommate meeting with the RA Dinger present because of that situation. And it was a late to, like, basically the same day that I guess this had happened, the same like morning, and this was towards the very end of the school semester, and it was just like everything was driving us insane about each other. We hated each other. Everything was getting on our last nerves. So this was like towards the end of the semester, and we were having a game night because me and our friends, we used to have game nights, and it was Uno night. And you guys know Uno takes forever for a winner to, you know, happen. So at 11:50, like right before curfew, we all went downstairs to finish the Uno game because, you know, once curfew's over, then no guys are allowed in the room, and there were some guys in the Uno game. So we all just went downstairs to play Uno. And so next thing you know, it's like 12:30 in the morning, and we see Badali and Llama exit the elevator and go into the glass room with the RA. And so we're all looking like, what the fuck is going on, you know? And so the RA calls us from our Uno game with our friends, and she's all like, hey guys, could we have like a meeting really quick because your roommates have some concerns that they want to discuss with you guys, blah 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 blah. Basically, Bailey overheard Llama and Badali calling us whores and just saying that we were like doing hoish activities, and that they needed to get us in trouble because they were tired of us always having male friends over. Basically, they were calling us all type of hoe bags and sluts and things like that. And I guess that they didn't know that Bailey was home. And Bailey did not say anything, and I think that's also was like a big release when we had this meeting, because she did not say anything. She did not let them know that she had heard them until that meeting was called, because it was kind of like, we're just gonna let it roll off our shoulders. Like, they could say whatever they want about us, but it's not true, and we don't care, and the semester is almost over, you know, like, it is what it is. So it's literally like 1:30 in the morning when this meeting is called, or it's like, no, it was like 1 in the morning when this meeting was called. We were playing Uno for probably like an hour. Nobody had still won.
We're doing okay. Mermaids.
Oh no, I want to record. I'm not even recording.
Bruce, shut up. Alright, mermaids are humans, but they're also fish. Why the hell can they breathe out of water?
Are aliens real?
Yes, they are.
And mermaids too?
Yes.
So, you feel me?
So I was like, why is there an RA involved? Like, no disrespect, Dinger, because Dinger was really cool. But I'm just like, you know, we're grown. Like, we can handle things. Like, what's the RA about? And so that's where Battley proceeds to say, and I kid you not, she says, well, we just thought it would be best to have an RA present because we didn't want to like say anything and then like you guys like get really rowdy about it. What do you mean get rowdy? I'm like, do you not feel like I can have a civilized conversation with you about something? Like, because I really didn't understand why she said that we needed to have a mediator so that we didn't get rowdy. Like, do you think that I'm gonna get up and slap you? Because at this point I feel like I should, but I'm not, because I can have a civilized conversation about issues that we're having in our bedroom. Like, there's no need to bring an extra party in, and for some reason you're scared, and I think it's just because I'm black. And I said that in front of the RA. I said, I think it's because I'm black, and I think it's because we're black, and you feel like because we're black we're going to get rowdy. And I said, I don't think that that's fair. And so Dinger was like, whoa, wait a minute, let's not go crazy or whatever. As soon as I start throwing out the black card, Dinger was like, wait, because Dinger was white, but Dinger's totally cool. She's like, let me calm this situation down really quick, because I felt some type of way. Like, don't assume that I'm gonna get rowdy and I can't have a conversation with you about issues. Like, I can have a civilized conversation. Like, I'm not some animal who's gonna jump out of the cage and attack you because I don't like something that you said. And we've had numerous group meetings, so I didn't understand. I've never once gotten rowdy on you. So why are you sitting here talking about we didn't want you to get rowdy, so we thought it'd be best to have somebody else step in? I sat probably in the meeting like this. And so basically Battley was like, yeah, it's like we're just having so many issues with you because like you guys constantly have your friends over and you guys are constantly listening to music or watching TV, and like you guys just like, I don't know, like it just seems like you guys just always have to be doing something, and sometimes that can be disturbing to us because like, you know, we have long classes and we have to study and things like that. Like, bitch, do you think that we don't have classes and we don't have to study too? Like, we do. Like, of course we do. And with Bailey made a point. She was like, okay, she's like, but you guys listen to music as well and we never really complain. And so then that's when Battley was like, yeah, well, you guys listen to your music a little bit louder than we like it. And sometimes, you know, we don't play music and just your music is playing and it's things that we don't really want to hear. And so Bailey was like, well, if you guys ever want to like listen to something or you don't want to listen to something, then just like let us know, because we take suggestions and requests too, you know. Like, it's usually, and honestly most of the time it's not even anything from any of our phones. Like, we'll just put on like Pandora or something like that. And so we were all like saying, yeah, like basically like you can tell us what you guys want to listen to and what you don't want to listen to, and we'll definitely take that into consideration. And so that's when Battley says, well, look, we just don't listen to your type of music and we don't want to hang out with your type of friends and watch your type of movies because sometimes your language and behavior can rub off on us. Bitch, what? Your type of music, your type of friends, and your type of behavior. I'm not exactly sure what's that supposed to mean, because like I said, Bailey was raised by a white family. Camille is very Arizona-ish black. Like, she's not hood black, like she's Arizona black. The blackest person they probably ever met was me, and I'm not even ghetto. Like, we would be listening to all types of stuff. I mean, Sam Smith, Tennessee whiskey, like country music. We love our country music. We love our soft jazz. We love our white people music. I'm talking about Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift, you know, like, and of course, yeah, we're gonna throw in our black people music sometimes too. We like our Kendrick Lamar, you know, we like our J. Cole, but it was never just like straight hood music, rah, rah, beat them up, punch them in the face, sock them, and shoot them down. Like, never we did that in our room. It was definitely like a mixture, and usually it was playing from Bailey's phone, and her playlist is like all over the place. I mean, like, you go from like J. Cole to like Tennessee whiskey type country vibes to like gospel music, and I'm just like, for them to even say your type of music when our type of music is every type of music is disrespectful and judgmental and racist. I don't care what nobody say. Like, your type of music, what is our type of music? Because, bitch, I listen to Phantom of the Opera soundtrack, so what are you talking about? Like, and so also when she said like your type of friends, what is our type of friends? Because we did not only have black friends, okay? We had white friends, we had Mexican friends, we had Hawaiian friends, we had black friends. Like, we had all type of friends. So what is your type of people? Because my type of people is every type of people. Like, at this point, I was pissed. I didn't want to hear nothing else. I didn't want to hear no more, because I just felt like constantly pushing my buttons, pushing all of our buttons, and being super racist and super offensive when they were some nasty, trifling bitches. Like, I mean, numerous times that I found dirty thongs, like Badly, the one who's supposed to be so holy and so righteous and so this and this and that, and, you know, bang, bang, shoot them up. I mentioned in the meeting, I'm like, you guys are always constantly on our back. Like, you guys don't sometimes break rules too, whether on an accident or on purpose, you know? And I was like, because I can recall when Badly, you had a guy in our bedroom as well, whether or not he was in there for 5 seconds or 2 hours. You also did the same thing that I did, and you had a guy in the bedroom, and I did not say anything about that. I did not go and snitch on you how you did on me. So I don't even understand why we're having this conversation, because she totally did. And I took a picture of him, even though you're not supposed to take a picture of them. But I was just like, just in case she tries to deny this, like, they treat us one way and we don't treat them the same way, and that's not cool. Like, we treat you guys so respectful, and we give you guys your privacy and your leeway to do whatever, and then when it comes to us, it's like every little thing is like, oh, we gotta snitch, oh, we gotta tell, oh, we gotta get them in trouble. And it's just like, why are you doing that? Like, you're extra and you're weird. Like, you're fucking weird. And at this point, it was probably around 2:45 in the morning. We were still having this meeting. It was about 2:45, about to be 3 in the morning, and I had a final the next day. And so I was sitting in the meeting, and like mid-conversation of all of them, I just got up and I said, you know what, I got a test in the morning and I can't be sitting down here talking about this, so I'm going to sleep. And that's when I walked my ass out of that meeting. It wasn't over. I didn't care. I did not say nothing to none of them. And I walked out and I went upstairs, because I'm like, honestly, this doesn't concern me anyways, because I wasn't even there when this happened. So I went up to my room or whatever. And basically what I heard was conclusion from that night. They made it a rule for the rest of the semester, we were not allowed to have any other people over into our room. So we weren't allowed to invite anybody else over to our room. And I said, I don't know why you guys agreed to that, because that was the dumbest rule ever. Because it was like, it wasn't like a forced rule. It was like, okay, let's kind of try to figure out a solution to maybe help this meeting end on a good note. And so Bailey and Camille did wind up agreeing to not inviting anyone else over for the remainder of the semester. And I was just kind of like, I'm glad I left, because if I was there, I don't even invite people over anymore. But if I was there, I would have not agreed to that, like, at all. Like, no, you're not going to tell me that I can't see my friends for the remainder of the semester in our room because they don't like our friends. Like, and our friends have always been cordial. Our friends have always been nice to them, and they're the only ones who have treated our friends like shit. So that wound up being a thing. We weren't allowed to have any friends over for the rest of the semester. They weren't allowed to have their boyfriends over or anything like that. If they wanted to see their boyfriends or if they wanted to see their friends, then they had to we had to go elsewhere and meet them. And so that was that. And I'm just like, all this shit was just like so crazy. It was just like a series of like, gonna strangle them. And so yeah, Bailey had wound up telling them in the meeting, like, I heard you calling me out of my name. I heard you saying that we were being whores and we were being sluts and all this other type of stuff. And they were just kind of sitting there like, oh shit, she heard that? Like, yeah, we fucking heard it, okay? So I don't even think they apologized for it either. It was just kind of like, well, we said what we said and it is what it is. And so yeah, that meeting was adjourned, and they wound up coming back at like probably like 3:30 in the morning, but I was already in my bed. I was pretending like my ass was asleep because I was not gonna say nothing to nobody. But yeah, so that happened, and then basically like I was just annoyed. Like, I was at the point where I was so annoyed because I feel like people don't give us a fair chance, and I felt like it was very biased judgment, like, about who we were as individuals, because like they just made so many assumptions. And it's like, even though I didn't like them, I always had care and I always had concern for them, and I felt like it wasn't equal on both sides. Because I remember like one night, it was super late, Battley had came home at like 2 in the morning, and she was literally in the shower from like 2 in the morning to like 3:30 a.m. And I was genuinely concerned about her, because I'm like, one, she never really stays out this late. So I'm like, did she go out partying with her friends? Did something happen to her? Like, did a guy attack her? Like, why would she be in the shower for an hour and a half? Like, that's just abnormal. But I wound up asking Llama the next day, like, hey, do you know if Battley is okay? And she wound up telling me like, yeah, she's fine, blah, 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 blah. So I just left it alone. But it's like, I genuinely always had concern and care for their well-being and respect for them. And they never had that same, you know, capacity of emotions and like just decency for us, you know? And so it was just like so annoying. So the entire year, they basically snitched on us, constantly reported us to the RA. They were so fucking nasty. I mean, trash and food all in the room, old food on their desk, dirty panties with fucking Lord knows what inside of them, bloody toilets, shitty toilets, pissy toilets, bloody fucking bathrooms. Like, it was crazy. It was literally crazy. So definitely, if you're an incoming freshman or you're a transfer student, you don't know anybody, tread lightly, you know, really try to get a feel for your roommates. If you feel like it's not going to work, definitely ask for a room switch request early on, so that you don't even run into these issues, because it could get so much worse. Trust me, like, you could dead ass be fighting somebody and then you're just going to get suspended. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you guys do not have the same experience that I had, because when I tell you it was a hot mess.com, it was a hot mess.com, okay? So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and don't get stuck with a Battley and Llama.